All right. So, um, last we left off, the team themselves, um, unfortunately getting derailed, fell into the crevice, now dried up due to Hades summoning himself and pulling all the fire from the area. After they came to conscious and started looking around, they started finding out they're being surrounded by magical darkness, and that wherever they are, they're not necessarily where they fell. Whether it's a different realm, a different dimension, or they just fell somewhere else, they're not quite sure. Relying on Nova and Manon with the ability to see through magical darkness that the rest of them do not have, they are moving slowly through, seeing that occasionally there is a couple females that kind of come by, stare, walk away into the darkness, wearing very iridescent sheared dresses, hoods up with silver glowing eyes. As they follow in tow, they eventually get into a kind of an upside down temple. With it, they find immediately as Nova touches the runes on the wall and hieroglyphics glows bright enough to just give enough light to be able to see where you're going without needing dark vision at all, magical or otherwise. Following way through, you're able to figure out that this is at least the or a temple for the Weave Mind or Weave Mother, entering into a large floating platform, circular, over what looks like illusionary mirage water. 3 platforms go in an opposite direction, stairwells going up. In front of each is a statue. As you eventually look underneath, you do see a reflection of each statue showing something else. Other than that, everything else is the same. Above you do see a mural of the gold enchanting Weave Mother above you. And within the statue in the middle that you were able to figure out is the previous Bahamut. You see 2 females standing there that were already staring. As one of you decides to go up, start asking questions, they drop their cloaks. And you've never met these people before, but the tales of them have passed through the realms, especially of what happened 20 years prior, as these are clearly stripped on forms of Cacopial and Armros. And that's where we left off. So, as I believe it was Manon that so uncautiously ran up there and decided to just start poking questions and curious
yeah.
is all. Let me just put on some music. If it plays. As soon as you talk to them, they drop their hoods. They don't necessarily say who they are, and they don't know if you know who they are. But as soon as they do, there is both an eeriness that comes to the room, but also a bit of a weight off of shoulders. You can't really determine what is greater between those 2 feelings. They don't seem like they are meant there to harm you, and it doesn't look like they'd want to, even if they could. By all intents and purposes, at first glance, they look like guides more than anything else. Compared to what any of you were told, you all know that as time progressed, especially in the past 30 years before the final battle, Cacopial started looking significantly different than her sister, as each of their lives have changes quite significant. But these 2 standing in front of you are identical, with the exception of a little bit of coloration. One platinum blonde, the other one more of a truffle black hair. But all in all, they look exactly the same. Very, very, very vibrant, silver, iridescent Azamar tattoos that are graphed all over their bodies. They just stand there 1 foot high, another foot down a step, about 2. They just stand there, just staring at Manon and looking past. They're not necessarily avoiding anything. They're just standing there, just kind of curious. You can continue where you left off.
Yeah, hey, like I was saying, is there any way you can just answer some fucking questions instead of talking about trials like everyone else?
We can answer what we're allowed to.
Cool, where are we?
You're within her sanctum.
How do we leave?
When the person who sent you here is willing to let you go. We didn't bring you here.
Cool, do you know who sent us here?
I mean, there's only so many people in the realms that would send you here, but I have no idea where to start. I don't even know who you are.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to the group and be like, and I'm gonna turn back to them and be like, this is the Weave Mines temple place, right?
This is the cradle of her grace.
I'm gonna turn back to the group. So you think we could just contact her and tell her to get us out of here? Came here by accident.
I take my oh, there we go. I take the cuff that's wrapped on my tail and I tap it. Weave mine? Hello?
As you do this, the chains that are holding up the platform beneath you that comes down from her mural above start to, like the pulley system starts to reactivate. Dust starts to come off. And you start to control himself, and the circular disc beneath you starts to spin. You have no idea what it means or what it's doing, but as it does, it starts to disconnect the platform from where you came.
Well, she either heard me or that's just a weird coincidence.
And we can't go back the way we came.
Coincidence.
All of you do sense, I'd say with the exception of Alistair, just because you refused to put on the item, that she is not physically there, but it seems like she can. You assume that someone's staring at you from above, almost like she can appear through anything that is drawn in her image, and she's seen through the mural above you.
Did you bring us here? Can you show us a sign?
Nothing.
Hello?
Why am I not surprised?
Cacopial and Armos just look at you. Who are you talking to?
I'm just gonna point up at the Weave Mind, all the stuff up there.
If her grace brought you here, then she's expecting you to complete the trials.
I'm sorry, who are you again?
If you do not know who we are, then we do not need to name ourselves. We're nothing but acolytes within her realm.
Okay, and then why should we listen to you if...
You don't have to listen to me. If you want to stand still and just degrade here, then by all means do so. As they just start walking away from you and they start going into
we need to do something. Seems like we're not going back the way we came. Not that there's much there.
As you know, I'm not the one to trust, but they're giving us a path forward.
As the disc finished spinning, the image of the mirror now completes, and now as you guys kind of like rub your eyes, you now see that the reverse image is no longer beneath you, but is now beside you, and you can walk between it as you see fit. Now seeing a row of 6 stairwells that are available for you to easily get on. You can even, if you try to toss something or even, do anything, you can see that there's not even like any kind of mirage or anything like that between it. It is now kind of stretched the room out in a certain way.
Are the twins walking away?
They've already left. They went into Armand's door. I need... Okay. For Alistair and Azalea, I need an insight check. For a different insight check, I need one from Nova and Ronin.
All right.
And then for so those are two separate ones, and then insight check also from Bjorn and Manan, which is a separate one itself.
You got a 14.
14.
10.
10. Okay, so that's for you guys.
12.
12.
That was a natural 20 for a
Nice.
26.
Okay, so you guys get
Nice.
one.
First
was a
natural
beautiful
20 in the
7.
night.
It's a 7 with a good personality.
And Bjorn, what'd you get?
7 with a good personality.
As this happens,
Twin terrors.
you guys are all keeping alerted of what's going on. Azalea, Alistair, you can't really register anything in here, but there does seem to be a familiar tug, almost like an allure, to go into, but unsure of which door. It is not. The call itself is not distressing, but it either you're not hearing it correctly or it is not being foretelling of which door to take. For Manan and Bjorn, something similar. Each of you get a kind of a vibe, but not an actual call. No one's actually reaching out to you, but you do get a vibe that there is 2 doors that each of you should try to go to that are safe for you two, not speaking for the whole group. The other 4 for you two are dangerous. For Nova and Ronin, because I'm combining these together, since Nova got a natural 20, there is a contact that both of you have. Whether it's because you're both warlocks, whether it's something else, you do not know, but each of you get a very siren song kind of message in your head. It is not meant to be responded to. It is kind of a left call. As you just hear kind of a beautiful song kind of coming out at you from a female voice. Be warned, not all that you see is accurate, and not all that you walk with are true. I will help if I can, but this domain is dangerous for me. But it's not meant to be responded to, as it's not a scent. It's just someone just dropped the communication to you and left it.
Does the voice sound familiar or no?
You can give me an insight check on it, more or less just of the sound.
See how well 20 dice are today. That's a 17.
The voice sounds very familiar, but you can't place if you've met this person, if it sounds like another person. It definitely sounds like someone maybe you've recently encountered, whether it's the past minute or the past couple days. It definitely sounds like someone you've encountered, but you can't figure out who it is.
Okay.
Can I walk closer to the door and kind of inspect them?
Which, all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you want to start?
You said that kind of in a semicircle?
So right now the doors, you're on a full circle. So as they combined, you're now fully, like there's 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I mean, there's 6 of them that's surrounding you, and there's about a 50-foot stairway that goes each one behind the statues.
Oh, that's pretty far.
So it's not like you still stay on the platform and then you try a door. You do need to go onto the threshold and leave the sanctity of the actual platform to go.
Okay.
And by all intents and purposes, there is no door you can see. They're just open archways that they're just calling doors.
Then maybe I won't go completely through it. I just want to get closer to the archway.
Okay, which
and
one?
see what I see beyond. Probably whatever one's closest to me.
Depends on where you're placed. They're all evenly. If like you're right in the center of the disc, they're all even distance.
I'll go 10 o'clock. That way.
Okay. All right. So you start. How high up the steps you want to go to, knowing the steps are 50 feet?
Probably about 10 steps up.
Okay. Don't see anything.
I'm gonna walk back down and go to another one.
Okay. If you only do 10 steps up, doesn't matter which door you take. You don't notice anything.
I'll come back to the group.
Are the twins still within earshot?
No, they left through Armand's door.
Okay.
I can't really see anything unless we go further up.
So to remind everyone, in case we forgot, I will rename the 6 doors because you guys were able to figure out who each one was. Well, except for the last one, I think. All right, so you do have Bahamut's door, the old Bahamut. So that'd be Armand. You do have the current Bahamut, the Eternal Guardian. You have Remus, or at least Remus's current soldier, not Remus himself. Valeris. The Iron God. And the unnamed human that people weren't able. I don't think people figured out.
In game, no. Out of game, we did.
So those are the doors. If you just want to label them as such, you can. So that way we don't have to, do like 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything like that.
Joe, which were the 2 doors that were pulling me and Azalea?
Because of your check, you don't know which doors are pulling for you.
Well, they said there was 2, but we didn't know which one was which, kind of thing.
Right. You don't know which ones are pulling you. You feel like there's 2 ways that are pulling you, but you don't know which ones are.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought it meant like we could tell what 2 doors.
No. It's unfortunately because of the checks that you can feel there's a lure going into 2 doors, but you can't tell necessarily which ones. It's very similar to Manan and Bjorn that there's a sense of safety to 2 doors, but they don't know which 2 of the 6 it is.
Got it.
So the twins went into the Armand door or a different Armand door?
There's only one Armand door, which is the Bahamut previous. Yeah, they went in that one.
All right, that's good enough for me. I'm just gonna start walking down that one.
Okay. Does anybody follow in tow, or is Manan doing this solo? Okay.
I'm just gonna start shouting up the stairs as I go. Be like, "We have more questions. If you want us to do this stupid trial, can you just answer them?"
All right. What's your passive insight?
Probably terrible. Oh, it's a 15. Not bad.
Committing to the bit, you start walking, but you do hear it's kind of like a delayed effect as you start hitting the door. I had this, remember my head, I forgot to write down. Is your gift, is it a gift or a curse? And then you just go through the darkness of the door. We're going to come back to you.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay, so Manan has left out of sight going through. Yeah. So when you go through these doors, it's until you walk up that distance. As far as you know, it just looks like a black hallway. So as far as you guys know, she's just out of vision. But you don't know until you get up closer if she physically disappeared somewhere else or if she just went into darkness and now she's out of eyeshot.
I'm gonna walk up a little bit if we don't hear back. Do you see anything?
Okay, she doesn't respond.
That's well, that's not good.
Yep, that's not good at all. Should we go after her?
Yeah. And I'll start walking up.
I'll follow.
That might not be for the best.
What do you mean?
I think you felt it too. There are things speaking to us that some doors are safer for others. We need to figure out which doors for you to go through, and I truly hope that Her Royal Highness has found the correct door. But I feel rushing into the same door for the sake of her rescue may be not the best path forward.
Then each door is for one of us. How do we know she's safe?
We don't.
Well said.
I am going to turn around in a circle with my eyes closed and pick door number 3. So the one midnight or 2 o'clock, the one at 4 o'clock.
So that's actually Remus's door. So that's actually kind of funny. All right. So you just start walking up there and just coming into the bit. You just walk up and you start going through.
Why not? In for a penny, in for a pint.
Okay. As you start walking in, what's your passive insight, please?
My passive insight is 9.
9. Okay. You don't notice someone whispering into your ear until there's no time to turn back, as you just hear a familiar voice of Remus just whisper to you. Very good. As you walk through. We'll come back to you.
I am now looking very panicked at everybody else.
I mean,
I will also imply that when people go through doors, nothing about the architecture changes. There's no visual indicator that implies that it's only one door per person or one entrance per person. Nothing seems like it's changing in the whole area.
yeah, we're just sus. That's
Yeah,
all.
no, you're good.
Players are sus.
I'm just making sure that this is just known. That's all.
Characters might not be sus, but players are sus. Well, okay, maybe characters are sus also, but
Yeah.
should we be picking doors? I mean, just randomly? That doesn't seem logical.
I don't know what other way you'd figure it out, but if we have to go forwards, I hope I see you guys again on the other side, and I'm gonna look at Alistair. Listen, I know I've been pissed at you, you've been pissed at me, but if we're not gonna make it through this, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, and we'll talk on the other side. We'll make sure Dad's okay, and yeah, and I'm gonna head towards the Eternal Guardian.
Okay, got it.
These doors are being chosen. I'm just gonna find a spot to sit down, take out my hand harp, and start playing this foreboding tune. And look at Nova when she says this isn't logical. Destiny is like the expression goes. What is chaos to the fly is order to the spider. I just play as I watch other people pick their doors.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I don't think logic's gonna play anything in this Nova, and I just start walking towards the Warforged door.
Okay, got it. The Iron God. Okay.
Well, I mean, if we've all gone through a door, Bjorn, which one do you want to choose? I guess.
Does my playing do... Can I do any kind of check with advantage because I'm playing my lute so pretty to see if a door keeps my fancy?
Only if you have an ability as a bard that says while you're playing music that you have better perception. That's the only thing I would give it if you have that ability, because I think there is a bardic ability that does allow you to have like a proficiency advantage, but I don't know if you have that. Otherwise, no. You can just give me a perception check regular and hope for the best.
Okay, we'll do that because I don't. 17.
17. The area itself, like I said, isn't changing as people are passing through, but you kind of get a sense whether it's arcane, religion, or just something at this place, that the trial isn't about what door you pick, but more or less what happens after you choose the door. Do you have proficiency in religion at all?
Good question. I do.
Okay, I'll allow you to roll me a religion check to further get some information.
$13.
13. There is no script. There is no writing. If anything, on this platform, the absence of any kind of writing of any kind is amiss. Everything is a guessing game, and hopefully your lore is best when this room is counted in. But as you start to kind of go around, you start kind of like look. It looks like based off of something that happens, you can't really get it, but something based off of this. The room itself does not have its own sense of power. Depending on who goes in what doors, depends on whose power it drains from. And the trial only works based off the people who go inside and uses their power against them. You don't know if there's an added effect based off that person with that door. You do know there's something about the statues that have some kind of relevance, but that one isn't hitting you.
I will stop playing and march towards the Iron God's door.
Okay, so you're gonna follow Alistair. Okay, no problem. Okay, you start heading that way. Got it. Okay. And Nova?
Nova, I'm going to look at my map that I drew and check a few things and be like, well, this doesn't make any sense. I guess it's a blind leap of faith. Oh, joys. Because I'm all by myself, so I say it to myself.
Okay.
I'll go through the one that looks like a human.
Okay. All right. Eventually, everyone leaving and out. Nova, you gave me what's your passive insight?
16.
Before, like within inches of you fully being engulfed by darkness of this hallway that you are eventually going into, you do hear that, like, with you leaving and no one else left, the statues start to like disappear and the circular disc that you guys were standing on is disappearing. Do you still commit or do you back up?
I'm going to commit to it.
All right. You know in the last few seconds that if you guys come back to this room, either the stuff has to be resummoned or you guys got to finish the trial. With that, I need Manon to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, let's fucking go. Let's go. Rolling on roll 20. I don't feel like doing math right now. It's a sturdy 16.
A sturdy 16?
Sturdy. It's getting sturdy.
You know about this ability that's passed on your line. You've never really done it before, but because you're not trained in it, the overwhelming power of the sight starts to consume you. So much so it seems like someone's trying to force a vision to actually affect you. And as soon as you start going down with the pain of agony, you're able to fight the pain, but you start to notice that it's actually charging up the temple. And as you do, you take no damage, and we'll get back to you about what you get for succeeding, but you do pass out. At this immediate moment, I need a dexterity saving throw from the rest of the group.
$12.
Okay.
That's 18 crab rangoons that have been sauced.
15.
1.
15.
A good old boy, 20.
Okay. Basically, if you got a 15 or higher, you succeeded. So for the people who got under 15, you're going to be unconscious for a little while. So just know that. So if you got under 15, raise your hand, please. If anybody. Okay, 1. Okay. And looks like, okay, yeah. All right, cool.
Should I roll for Biscuit or just have her like hovering over me pitifully?
Just hover over you. There's really nothing
Okay.
Biscuit can do in this case without you. You all see this, with the exception of Manon. You see this shockwave that kind of goes to each one of you. For Alistair, as you turn around, the shockwave happens. You actually do see Bjorn behind you as the shockwave happens, and it hits all of you, and it immediately makes you pass out. As you all just go into this slumber without choice, each person is going to individually wake up in a certain order. Hang on 1 second. As music starts to play, and you start to hear beautiful violins, you start to hear instruments play. I don't have a full map for this, so I just kind of got something just on the fly so you can kind of see the aesthetic of the place. We're going to start off with Manan. You open up your eyes. You feel uncomfortable in your own skin. You feel heavy. Something feels odd. You're still seeing through eyes. Skin still looks the same. You are wearing a large gown, though. You are sitting on a throne of an area you're not familiar with. You start seeing people in front of you dance in the area. You eventually keep seeing people walk in front of you, give it offerings, but they're all demonic in nature, even more gruesome than would be offered to the Shadowfell. Wherever this is not home. But no matter what you do, you can't control yourself. It seems like you were just seeing through the eyes of maybe a different version of yourself. As each time someone comes up, just kind of wave them off. Occasionally someone gives you an offering, they come up closer. A knight next to you just kind of comes up, takes it, whether it's a unique sword or staff or something beautiful, take it. Eventually someone...
Oh, gods.
What's that?
I've turned into my mother.
Eventually someone brings up what looks like an enchanting mirror. And as this does this, I want you to give me a perception check.
Ooh. 19 plus 2, so 21.
21. You look the same, but you are, for some reason, in your demonic form, activated but controlled. You have never been this dolled up in your life. Your horns are even more extravagant than your mother's. Gold running down every bit of it. And whatever you're representing, you are in full control of your demonic form, almost as if you've abandoned your standard form.
Am I wearing a cleavagey dress?
I mean, there is some skin showing, yes.
I don't know. I'm going to use this as an experiment. I'm going to look at myself in my reflection and go, I'm in hell. Do I actually say it out loud?
You do say it out loud. If someone just responds, ma'am, not today. I believe that's in 1 week.
What's in 1 week?
Hell, you're meeting up with the ambassador.
And how long is this party going for?
Just kind of like looks at the, well, I mean, we just started. I mean, there's several processions that happen, and then the Grand Master has to make his entrance. After that, it's up to him of when the party ends.
Excellent. You found out I'm quizzing you. What exactly is going on here? Who's the Grand Master, and what is his purpose at this event?
Give me a persuasion check.
I don't know which dice to pick. They're all so moody. It's a 13.
13. They don't give you an answer, but it's like eventually the knight looks over at someone on your right, and you notice that there's a cleric on your right. Tiefling, very dark of skin, like almost ash. Kind of walks up. Mike, are you ill? Are you okay?
Yes, I am ill.
Well, do you need me to immediately starts and then starts to cast lesser restoration on you? Hopefully this will help.
I'm assuming it does not take me out of this this trial.
No. Are you feeling any better?
Nope, still ill. I guess I'm having some amnesia, so will you please fill me in so we don't make a fool of us all?
I don't know any more than you do. Well, Mealy puts their hand on their chest, Mealy glowing a little bit, and then starts to cast Greater Restoration and puts it on you. Any better? That's anything?
Pretend like I was born today. Just fill me in and let me figure it out.
I mean, just this is for your ascension, of course.
My fucking what?
Your ascension?
To
Just kind of like looks over his shoulder to the knight. The knight just kind of shrugs.
amnesia. I have amnesia. To what?
Just kind of steps back, looks. Maybe you can ask the master when he comes in, and it just like repositions himself. Just stands up straight.
I guess I'll sit and wait for the master.
Okay.
Don't like this.
I will say that if you happen, just because the first question you had, if you're showing cleavage, the one thing that you realize now, the letters are not there anymore.
Well, that could mean a couple different things, but all good in my brain, so I will just sigh some relief.
We're gonna come back to you.
Excellent.
We're gonna go to Nova. You start to wake up, and you feel uncomfortable in your own body as well. You rub your eyes, you can't figure out, you know your eyelids are open, but you can't see anything. Everything occasionally comes into like a blur, almost like there's constantly the sun in your eyes. You can see some spotting, you can occasionally see a blur of some moving, but for some reason your vision is incredibly impaired. You are uncomfortable in your own body. As far as you know, you think you're you, but whatever clothing you're wearing is heavy. You're not wearing armor, but you're wearing a lot of layers. And it's not clothes you're used to. These are wools and leathers and furs, and they're covering every bit of you, and this is not what you're used to. And even though it's on you, you're still a little bit cold. You do feel that you have a book at your side, on your right side. It's like a satchel for a book, but you do not feel your weapons. You do not feel anything else.
Fumble to try to. Can I see my hand if I put it close to my face?
If you put it like really close to your face, you can see it, but like you do not see the full coloration of your skin. It's just kind of like a blob of that you can make. You can see the 5 digits, but if you didn't put up your own hand, you couldn't totally figure it out right away what it was.
I'm gonna bring it really close, and I will just move my sleeve. Do I see my tattoos, or are they all gone?
Your tattoos are still there. If anything, there's more of them than usual. But as you're moving, your sleeve is thick. It's heavy. You got to kind of like unbutton your sleeve, and it feels like a jacket you're wearing. You kind of have to unbutton it, and got to make a big, huge show of taking it off. And you start rolling it up, and it's not like you're overly done with tattoos, but it looks like. Give me a history check.
Okay. Let's see if I'm good at history today. That's a 12.
12. There's only a couple reasons why you would have more of the same tattoos you had before. Either A, you have these on because you accomplished your goal. You figured out what you needed. And these are a symbolic reason of completion. Or you're cursed.
Hmm. Do they mimic the rest of the
No, they're different
tattoos?
patterns themselves. They still flow with the same patterns you have. They're not like, if someone is giving you illusion or anything like that, they're doing a very good job of at least flowing with the style. As if you're already under a tattoo and you decide to make a sleeve out of it, the same artist kind of extends from it, kind of like that.
Okay. Because all my tattoos are constellations.
Yeah, and it's constantly
Cool.
following that pattern all the way through.
Okay. I kind of roll my sleeve back down, like tug at it and be like, and then fumble to try to find the book at my side.
Okay. You do find your like a wizard satchel on your side that's holding a book and a journal.
And I bring it really close to my face, be like, does it look like my normal journal or something
This looks
else?
like something else. It's hard for you to read, but almost instinctively as you look at it, your eyes can like read the text even though you can't see the pages. You don't know what's going on, but you can at least like almost like your eyes are instinctively getting true sight for the letters.
What do I read? Or what can I read?
Which one are you going into, the book or the journal?
The journal.
Okay, give me just an intelligence check to see where you start, how much you go through, and how quickly you can read.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to use real dice, just because. I'll use my Nova dice. Hopefully they're nice. That is... Okay, you said...
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Okay, so that's only a 12.
12. This sort of vision is throwing you off, much like with regular vision, you're putting your eyes right in front of your monitor. It's a lot. Even though your eyes somehow are programmed to read this text, even with some kind of impaired vision of whatever is going on, it's a lot for you to take in, and it's really hard for you to read. You at least get a few pages. You do figure out one specific fact I'll give you right now, and then we're going to move on. I'll give you 2 facts, actually. One is you are currently the servitude of the god Remus. Second is the year 45.
As soon as she sees that, she read. As soon as I read that, I drop the book out of startledness of it, and I'm like kind of frozen because I can't see where I dropped it. So I dropped the book. Like you hear just whoever's around me probably hear a thud on the actual ground and then I'll just be like, I'll literally just freeze in position, still acting like I almost have the book still in my hand.
Okay. You do have like an arcane cue for your items, as you assume they're attuned to you, and even without seeing them, you can indicate where they are to you for easy pickup. But yeah, we're gonna come back to you.
Okay.
We'll go over to Azalea. Perception check, please.
Okay. "22.
22. You open up your eyes. Your clothing's different. You feel at odd of yourself. You're wearing lots and lots of leathers on your body. Fully clothed, all the way down to your fingernails, which are the only things that are exposed. A couple things are amiss right off the bat. First off, you have your hood up, and you have no control about putting it down. And you have some kind of mask over your face that covers all the way from your forehead to your chin. But as soon as you feel an abscess of something, you notice it. 2, maybe 3 things are missing. There is no weight on your shoulder blades of your wings. And if anything, your shoulder blades hurt extremely bad. And your forehead has no horns. But in all intents and purposes, your tail is still there, and it's hanging outside of the leather. And if you feel your head, there is actually a scar over each spot of where your horns should be.
What's going on?"
As you speak this, you feel like your voice is muffled within the mask.
Can I try and take the mask off?
If you try, it seems like as you actively try to tell yourself, the command does not hit the body. And your body just starts walking without your control and starts heading towards the center of what looks like a command post within this large Victorian room as you hear all this music playing. As you just start seeing someone wearing leathers and wears a mask similar to yours. As you start noticing all the masks that are wearing, which are very, very, very dramatic black and white sad Victorian masks that you have on. Just kind of points. You, and then points over you with another person beside you, points over in that direction, and all of a sudden, without your control, you just start walking over in the direction where they told you to go. You do feel like you have 2 blades on you. You got one on your back, which is a short sword, and it looks like you got a short sword on your side. But it seems like there's certain things that you can control your body, and there's different things you cannot. You are for certain of 2 things. 1, this is your body. And 2, this is real.
What in the heck is happening? Is anybody near me right now?
You do see one other person near you that's walking with you. You do see another person with the exact same colored tail as you do see what you assume is your brother walking parallel to you. At this time, Alistair, give me a perception check.
Does he have wings?
No.
That is a 19.
19. You start to notice as you open up your eyes a very similar description. You feel yourself in a body. You can't control most of your actions, but you can at least see through the eyes. You do have the mask on. The absence of horns and wings are ever apparent. You do see Azalea to your side, who is also missing the same appendages. It seems like there's occasional times you can control yourself, and there's certain times you can't. As you walk, you can talk to each other. But it seems like almost like people within the mask can communicate to each other, but nobody outside the mask can hear you speak. You are currently teamed up together to just scour the area to keep your eyes open for any trespassers.
Is that you? You, or is that fake you? In this fake place?
I mean, I think it's me. I don't recognize this place.
What the heck happened to us?
I have no idea, but my guess is we're not where we were or who we were.
Well, I hope so, because I'm freaking out a little.
Do you remember the mirror? I wonder if this has something to do with it.
Maybe this better be a trial, and when I'm out, I'm going to have my wings again and my horns and you as well. Oh, this is a lot different than I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I was expecting, but not this.
Joe, can I try to reach out for my magic to see if it's there?
Sure, just give me a Arcana check.
Okay, straight 16.
You believe that whatever's going on right now, you still have access to your magic, but whether or not you can actually physically control your magic is a different thing. You're still a cleric for all intents and purposes. As far as your stats, you don't believe anything has changed.
Okay, I guess my question with that then is, does my magic feel familiar, or does it feel like home, or does it not feel like home? I'm trying to see if I'm still connected to my dad.
You are not.
Okay.
You are definitely connected to somebody else's magic. If you are checking on that, at this moment as you guys are walking, you do get the sight of who is being brought at least current main tension, as your eyes do get pulled over to the person who's sitting on the throne right now. Not even on the main, she's sitting right to the main throne, as you do see what looks like the devil version of Manon sitting there in royal garbs. And it seems like
you gotta
you're
be
channeling.
fucking kidding me.
Seems like you're channeling her power.
Statement holds.
You still feel like you still have the exact same magic, varied maybe here or there, but you're definitely not pulling your power from your usual source.
Got it.
There are small gestures.
Statement holds. I say that to Azalea.
There are still small gestures you guys can do. If you guys, there's certain things that within this trial that you kind of cannot do. Small gestures. If for some reason your form is inactive, you can control it a little bit, but veering off the base path, it's not letting you do. Much like Manon was able to at least talk. Manon, you can assume that maybe because you weren't talking before, you're able to, but maybe if you were talking, you couldn't shut yourself up. We're gonna go next to Bjorn. Different location, different scenario. You open up your eyes to a very uncomfortable body, but heavier. Not weaker, not stronger, maybe a little bit of both. Stats changed a bit. You feel weight on your back, but your bones feel brittle. Your skin feels a little just out of shape. As you open up your eyes, you feel your head within a cloak and purposely shadowed. You've never felt more like a thief than now. You're wearing a long wizard's cloak that's specifically made for an assassin, head cloaked within. And as you open up your eyes, you're looking through this large stained glass as you can see yourself in the image. Long black feathered wings hanging off your back. You're just standing there with this large wizard's coat that looks like it's extremely enchanted. Your head is so shadowed within this hood that you can't even see your own face, but you can see the bristles of your beard. You can still see the braid hanging down. You are who you are, but even your own face is obscured within the magic of this hood. You have 2 items on you. 2 enchanted rapiers. One looks like it's glowing in a shade of fire, and the other one looks like it's glowing in a shade of cold. You do not know what you're doing, where you are, or why you're doing it, but out of everyone, you're probably the one who's got the most control. You are currently outside on a balcony. you know a few different things. First, you're supposed to be breaking into this place, and you're supposed to kill somebody. But you do not know who. You do not remember who. You don't know why. You feel like you should know this information, but you don't. Last thing is you know what is happening here. You know this is the first time in 10,000 years that three gods are going to finally intersect. And this is the best time to take them out, as they will be in their mortal forms. And it is your job to kill them. So, I want a stealth check from you with advantage, please.
Just drop a bomb. Make sure. 26.
Okay. Added to the effects of your cloak, which is a plus 10, you move throughout the shadows, and if it's not within the shadows, you are very much an assassin in the game Assassin's Creed. You move through the crowd as if you were never there. As you move into this party, this soiree, your cloak, granted it's meant to be magical, is also very extravagant. And it is not too different than the rich crowd that is within this place. Both functional in all ways. I need you to give me a perception check or investigation check, please, using your standard stats. I do not have time to look at my phone, but I can see it's blowing up.
Does it matter what I pick? Do I need to tell you?
No, it doesn't matter.
11.
You still do not remember why you were here. It's not like you weren't given the information, but it's almost like you forgot. It's like we were joking before we started. It's on the tip of your head, like you walked in somewhere, it's like, why did I come here? You were here, and as you see your reflection one more time, as you kind of like, you know, move fast and you see yourself within the cloak, you are old. You are frail. You still have your beard. Any color of black has been now gone. Your tattoos are faded, but they're still there. You definitely look like you have increased in age. Not so much so as an Azimar as you are, but there is maybe not even just years, but maybe whatever's happened, you have done things that have been so exhausting to yourself, but you cannot remember what it is. As you start looking around this place, there's a lot going on. You know you got to keep your eyes away from the masked ones. They are the guards here, and if they spot you, you are the most wanted, and they are out to kill. Your job is to make sure that you kill the three gods as they enter, and then your life is forfeit because your job is done. All you remember is this is for revenge, and this has been the sole center of your world for the past at least 10 years.
I am going to just roam amongst the perimeters of the party, moving from shadow to shadow.
Okay.
Just
Okay. The only person you recognize thus far is a term that has not been said here, but a term that you would know as you would classify her. You do know her as the Hell Queen Manan, as she is sitting on her throne. But there's an urge in you that you dislike her. She is the center of your revenge. She is the center of your pain. And all you can feel, and you don't know why, if it wasn't for her, this situation would not be happening.
No, that's not right. This isn't right. And I'll try and, if I can, tuck myself back into the shadows away from her.
Yep, no problem. Okay. Now, apologize, Renine, because of the failed check. You're going to be out for just a little bit longer.
That happened.
As the party progresses, the soldiers here, the masked ones, keep moving around. There are occasional times that you can move your hands if you choose to. Alistair, you do know you have a pretty large battle axe at your side that you're allowed to hold in your hand. Zayla, you have your 2 short swords. Neither of the 3 weapons seem enchanted by any means, but they do seem quite hardy, more than just a standard blade. Nova, as you start readjusting yourself, picking yourself up with the crowd, some memories kind of hit you. You don't know where these came from, but you know 3 facts. 1, you have been without your vision for 20 years. You do not remember the instance of when you went blind, but you do remember that with blindness came an unfortunate set of depression. You don't know what happened first, the chicken or the egg. Was it you that failed Manan due to your blindness? Or was it her that failed you that made you blind?
I'm just gonna take that in and kind of like as it hits me, almost like a freight train. It hits me and just take it in, and I stumbled to grab my book and hold it really tight and just, I'm guessing they're like, am I standing or is there like a chair near me?
You can find the chair if you want to.
Okay. I'm just gonna go find a spot and sit because this is a lot of deep information and I'm stuck within the actual thoughts. I haven't fully comprehend that this isn't real yet. So
Okay.
I'm gonna find a spot and sit.
As you do that, you do see you start to notice what your eyes can and cannot do. The standard vision is obscured beyond belief. You've got like 10%. But whether or not whatever did this to you gave you a different kind of vision, or you've trained your eyes to naturally be attuned with magic, you do see like a magical show in your eyes as people dance. If they have enchanted items on there, you can see the items move back and forth. If they have like a dress that is enchanted, you see the dress, but you don't see it in its regular form. You see the enchanting items that are bound to it. At this point, you see some people are way more enchanted than others, whether or not maybe they're sorcerers or warlocks or clerics they're just built with magic because of the way that they are or who they call to, and therefore their whole bodies are glowing. You do see a tall man walk to you. And throughout all this sound and all this noise, he kind of cuts in through. He just kind of kneels in front of you as he just kind of looks at you. You doing all right? Is the noise too much?
I'm okay. Who are you?
Hang on, for some reason the information just got removed from me. Oh, shit. Hang on a second, it just got removed. There we go. Do you not, as this happens, you start to remember a man who helps you around and helps you get around. A very extravagant man named Tenebrae.
Sorry. I had a moment.
Sorry, it's been a
I'm
day.
okay. I'm okay.
He just kind of like puts his arm against your shoulder. You know him as a very extravagant, over-the-top man. He, from what you know, good heart. Man that has been born with wealth but gives to many. And he only comes to these soirees because it is demanded of him, not because he wants it. But he does love the fashion. You see that he is well decorated in a long, enchanting, magical coat with an overly huge brimmed hat. Almost a Alucard for Helsing kind of hat on his head. And he just looks at you. If you do not mind, I'm going to go mingle. But if you need anything, I'll just give me a holler. As he just reminds that you have like a message you can send to him if you want to. And he just kind of gives you a kiss on the hand and he starts walking away.
Internally, I scrunch up my face, but I'm not sure if it did it in outside appearance because I'm like, what? This is weird. But then I just sit there and I keep watching to see what enchanted items I can see that are around me and try to get used to this new sight.
Once you get used to it, it is quite easy to see through. Almost like whatever body you're in has become so accustomed to seeing through this varied version of true sight that's almost like they forgot that they're blind. There's a sense of beauty in it. Almost easier to see without all the clutter. Less to see, easier to decipher. For Manon.
Ah, fuck. What's up?
Information starts coming to your head and you start to feel a wave of emotions. A unfamiliar... Whatever is going on, whoever you are right now, if it is you or somebody else, there's conflicting emotions compared to yours. You look upon the crowd as minions. Every person with a mask on is nothing but a name tag to you. Even not that. Because if they had one, you wouldn't care to know it. Every time you see a tiefling in the crowd, all you want to do is cut off their horns because they are nothing compared to you.
That's a strong emotion. Okay.
And as you start to
Is
remember...
that...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Continue.
You start to know, you start to realize, you start to get sick from memories you start to have. That everyone within this mask is a unique, or at least what you call them. Someone who is not normal to their ancestry. And therefore, either you or someone else take it upon yourself to remove what made them unique.
Do I qualify as unique, though?
You are qualified as
Or am I
unique,
special?
but that's probably
Oh.
why you chose to do this.
Oh. I'm having some regrets. It's a little too late now, clearly.
Give me another insight check as you're starting to peer into all this.
It's the Highlander. There could be only one.
I'm a Sith Lord now?
Highlander, not
Rule
Star
2?
Wars.
Oh, I don't watch Highlander. I don't, whatever
fuck's
that
wrong
is.
with you?
I'm sorry. Insight is a 24.
Okay. Cool. I got a natural 1. You suddenly are able to take control at least of 75% of your body. your memories start to overtake whatever this other person's memories are. But you start to peer in everything, and you start to realize everything that is going on. You are clearly in the trial right now, whatever this is. This is not fake, though. This is a possible future. And a very highly probable future where you guys are currently going. The temple itself is using your powers against you. You've never actually used your seer powers before, as you've never had a trigger to use them. But the temple itself is forcing you to use your seer powers to actually create this vision and make it real. Normally, you've been told from your mother and occasionally your uncle that whenever they saw them, it was within like a nightmare and it affected nobody else. This, you clearly know, but you don't know where they are. Your friends are pulled into this, out of your control. And they are living into this nightmare with you. You know two rules in this game. One, you must follow the game as it sees fit. Any deviation will fuck with the trial. Two, is that just like theater, everybody has a role to play. And as long as their role is played, the night will end sooner rather than later. But
Well, I hate that.
all intents and purposes, you
But
are in
okay.
control. You can choose to deviate from future Manon's path, or just let her keep doing things and you just watch.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. So I can feel within this trial that I can feel those two rules specifically. That's the knowledge I gain from
That's the
having
knowledge
a
you
bit of
gain about your
sentience.
own power. As we progress, I'll tell you more about what is happening in the trial that you can see. But you at least know this about your power, as far as this is something your mother might have told you that she knew would just end the nightmare quicker. Just let it happen. Don't fight it. It is nothing but a nightmare.
Okay. For the time being, I will let it play out. I will relinquish control and be an observer.
Okay. All right.
Except I want to know who this grandmaster is. Can I ask that real quick? I'm gonna look at the cleric guy and be like, "What?
No
when
need.
is
You have
the
access to your memories. You know who this person is.
Cool. Then who is it?
As you start reaching into the corners of your mind, you start to realize 3 people are qualified under the master of this house. Remus, Malik, and where is the other one? Oh, that's right. That's the only one you do not know. There's a third one that you've never met before, and they are a surprise guest.
Watch it be Harold. I'm just kidding.
By all intents and purposes, your direct master, as far as you can remember, is Malik, and this is his throne that you're sitting beside.
Not like married to him or anything. Can I glance at my hand?
No,
Just
you're
make
not
sure
married to
that's
him.
off the board.
You are not
Thank
married to him.
God. Okay.
You do know that the way of your relationship between you and him at this current time is much of a master to an apprentice. He is teaching you to do certain things that he can't do himself, that only you are able to do.
Cool.
You know one
All right.
last thing that I'll tell you that comes up to your head. You do know before Remus comes, his acolyte must first survey the floor. But his acolyte is not here yet.
I'm going to kind of be an observer of my own shell brain. Let little evil Darth Manon take the floor. But I am passively keeping an eye out for the other players in this theater. So I'm looking actively for anyone that could be the rest of the crew.
Okay.
Just in case.
Much like Nova has in this form a sort of true sight for magical items to see through her blindness. Knowing what you know now, you can actually spot what are considered irregularities in this vision. Because in your visions, no one else is supposed to be affected by it. You see all 5 irregularities.
Oh.
You do see Nova in the far back sitting down. You do see, within the shadows, you do see a cloaked Bjorn moving through the shadows. You do see the twins walking around as guards. And you do see maybe, like, you don't look, but you can sense the last one is maybe about 100 feet behind you.
I'm going to keep my eyes on all of them and see what they choose to do, if they're going to go along with this trial or not, or deviate from it.
As far as you know, they can't. They must follow in suit as long as you follow in suit. You only are able to control it because you are the pilot. You are the director, and by all intents and purposes, you're in control of this. If you want it to end, you can end it. But that is up to you.
Can I dig through my powers and be like, is this the part of the trial? Like is the trial, did I just fuck shit up like I normally do, or was this the intended trial?
Did
I ruin everything again?
You assume, I'd say, because you don't understand how the trial works, you only understand what it's doing to you, is you assume that if it wasn't you, it would pull the power from somebody else. It just found that your powers were better to illustrate the trial. The trial is different for everyone, and using your ability is the best way it can physically create a field of vision for this. And therefore, you are in control of it. Now, you can't change the pieces on the board. You can't be the director and move people because the show is currently active. You can't change anything now. But you can deviate from it as it goes. But that means you must deviate from it. For you to change, let people control themselves, you must also deviate as Manon. I will let you think on that for 10 minutes. We're going to take a break. All right. Sorry about the delay. We're back. All right. I know you have plenty of time to think about it, but what are you going to do?
Okay. Can I give the team free will any more than they currently have at this point?
Only if you decide.
Can I give them free will?
Only if you. The more that you, as Manon, break out of your standard path, the more they can break out of their standard path. So you can't just sit there and just be the regular Manon that you're taking over, and they'll get free will. Your supporting cast gets as much as you have.
I'm assuming I'm supposed to wait in this seat for this one of the 3 masters to arrive.
You know that you were supposed to stay here and greet all the guests that come up until Malik arrives. You're also supposed to wait for the 3rd guest to arrive that you were not given the name of.
Gonna stand up in my little throne, just say, I do feel really ill. I'm actually going to take a break.
Of course. Merely the music quiets down as the band stops playing.
No. By all means, keep everything going in order. I just won't be here.
Well, where are you gonna go?
to that way.
Where are you pointing?
To the right.
Okay, so you're just okay. I mean, so you're staying out in like the ballroom floor.
I like gesture behind the throne, like to like whatever would be back there.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be like, yeah, to the right, and I'm gonna. Do they let me go?
They don't stop you. One of them, just the clerk,
Okay.
reminds you. It's like just remember, Lord Malik said that you had to be here to attend to our guests that are coming.
Lord Malik can wait a minute, just so I'm ready.
Immediately, the cleric's eyes just go extremely fearfully wide as you say that. And then they just kind of hold their mace at their side, just clench onto their breastplate, and they just focus back forward and shut up.
It's on me to deal with, not you guys. It's
Of
fine.
course, of
Anyway,
course.
I'm going this way, and I'm gonna like go to the right, and I'm assuming there's a little walk space behind the throne. Just out of
Nope.
curiosity.
No,
Fuck.
there's no
Well,
walk space behind
there
the
goes my
throne, but there
plan.
is there's a door to the left and the right of it that takes you to the back where you can assume that Ronin is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the back.
Okay. So there
I was
is
hoping to go to the right and then actually go to the left, but
Okay.
Syllavu.
Like the thrones are against the wall, but behind the wall there is more to this castle that you're in. There is a spot where you can sense where Ronin, whatever current form she's in, is at weight. This area is kind of like for like delegates and soldiers of delegates that come in that are like waiting to be announced. The distance you do see, if it wasn't for your ability, you would not be able to spot that it's Ronin. You do see a fully armored, hood up with like a shielded mask on the inside, covering most of it, any facial expression at all. If anything, this, whether it's the style of the armor or just the vibe she given off to you, you've never been so fearful of somebody in your life. She is holding what looks like an elongated scythe in her hand that, as far as you know, should be impossible for her to wield, even with two hands. But she's balancing it with one hand. She is just standing there kind of playing with eldritch magic between her fingers. Ronin, you're in now. So as you start to open up your eyes, you start to feel yourself in a weighted body. Whether or not you have recently not been in armor. And this armor is heavy. You do feel stronger in a certain sense than you've been before, but even still, it feels like this strength is required to physically wear this armor. Even the cloak that's over your head feels like it's weighted. The mask on your face feels uncomfortable, but it feels like it's latched to your face, much like there's a lot of the straps behind it that goes within the hood. The scythe in your hand, you don't know how you're holding it, but it feels just like a mage's staff to you, even though it looks like it's by the weight of a great axe. The eldritch energy, as you start to look at your hand, whatever you were doing naturally was just playing with almost like an eldritch blast, kind of like hopping back and forth between a finger, much like a person playing with a coin between their fingers. You feel an armored chain skirt at your sides, high boots, and many leather straps that hold many enchanted items at your side. You do see what looks like an older version of Manan kind of like look at you from the distance with fear. You feel very little bit of control in your body, but you do feel the uncomfortability of what you're wearing.
Manon? What the fuck?
Do I hear her say that?
Yep.
Ronin? Okay. Shit is weird.
You're telling me?
Yeah. I hate this place. Personal hell. But we need to find the others. This is the trial, I assume, and we have to play the part.
What
I'm
part?
not entirely sure. The part where
I
I'm some help.
I turned to try to look around and see what's like around me and get a better idea of what the place is. Can I do that?
You can move your eyes, but it feels like your face is constantly locked in a direction of Manan. But you can move your eyes, but it feels like you have no control over like your overall motor functions.
I'm not sure what sort of playing I'll be doing. I can't even turn my head.
I kind of want to push you, but I just feel like this is going to end really bad.
Timber!
As you don't notice this, Manan, but instinctively, even though you can't control your body at this current moment, Ronin, as Manan walks closer to you, it's almost like your body is instinctively in defensive mode. Like she should not be walking closer to you, and if she does, you will attack.
Don't be getting too close. I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay. I'm assuming you're not in control unless you secretly hate me.
I'm not doing anything, but I don't think it's a good idea.
What kind of back room are we in right now? Is this like a kitchen? I'm assuming this is like a backstage, like foyer.
No, like it's so this is like it's an extension of the ballroom itself. So it's a little bit narrower than the ballroom, but just as long. And think of it as like a private ballroom if you had like a separate spot for delegates to do their own thing outside of the lesser crowd.
Okay. Knowing my memories, what is Ronin's official title in this getup?
She is 3 different titles. One is she is the Eldritch Acolyte. She is the 7th warrior. And she's the vessel.
Which one would I refer to her as, or is that interchangeable?
I'd say you would either feel comfortable calling her by her actual name, which is Ronin, or you would just call her the Eldritch Acolyte.
All right. All right, I'm going to try something. I take a step back and... Eldritch Acolyte. Go sit in that chair. Does she follow my order?
You are not in control of her. I mean, if you want to modify the story, you can, but as far as her commands, she does not report to you.
But I can't give her free will? That's what I'm trying to do, is figure out a way to give her free will.
Oh, you want to give her free will? Okay.
I'm trying to give her free will.
All right, roll me
the objective.
Okay, roll me a d20.
Oh, shit. It's 18.
Okay. Ronin, you can at least move. You can adjust your head, but think of this as a rail game. If your character walks, you must walk. But you can at least pivot your hips. You can crouch, you can stand, you can move where your weapon is, but if your character must walk, they must walk.
All right. I am going to I am... Did you do something? I can look around. Do I see anything? I'm just going to like observe the room and see if there's anything that stands out to me about it.
Okay. Go ahead and give me either investigation or perception, please.
All right. Let's go. Perception. A whopping 6.
Okay. There's not much in this room.
Yeah. It's a room.
Yeah, not much of importance. There's a lot of artwork of a lot of warriors and knights. It looks like some of the ones that are newer have been replaced with what is obviously Malik. There's a couple of them that kind of like, there's one major one that is on the opposite side of the wall that has the throne on it, and you just see like the standing thing of like him sitting on a throne being painted while Manan is kind of like hand on the shoulder, kind of like that.
Okay.
At this point, Manan, you do not have to respond to this, but you can sense the call if you want to resume the act, that if you're not back at your throne in 1 minute, something will change to the lesser.
The lesser?
As in, if you do not report back to what you should be doing, this can get worse.
Ronin, can you like move enough that you can maybe go find the others?
I am going to try to do that.
Okay. You can walk.
Okay.
It just if there's any reason why the other version of you would start walking, then you have no control. But right now, since they don't actively walk, you can walk.
Okay. Any idea where I should start?
I can get a sense for them kind of briefly. There's Bjorn somewhere in the shadows out there, and then the twins are walking around. They're in these masks. Yeah, I have weird feelings about that. They're somewhere out there walking around. Nova's somewhere out there as well. You were the only one I couldn't really find, but now I found you. But anyway, I have to go do something apparently, and I just need you to see if you can find them, figure out what's going on with them. If they can get their way to me, maybe I can give them some sort of autonomy.
I'll give it a shot. Good luck. And I am going to go through, I guess, one of the doors that she's gesturing at, and I'm going to start, I think, I will start in the shadows looking for Bjorn.
Okay. It doesn't take too long for you to find him, as you were already kind of told where he was. It will be awkward because he is clearly being very good at hiding. And by all intents and purposes, you should not see him, but because you were directed to where he is, you would have to pull him out of his hiding spot to be able to not make it weird that he's hiding.
I am going to stand next to where his hiding spot is. Since I have a mask, I'm just going to speak quietly. I'm just going to try and look like I'm just chilling there with my scythe, kind of looking at everybody, and I'm going to say, "So Manon said to find you. She's thinking, are you? How are you at moving on your own?"
Out of the shadows, that hooded face will just whisper over that helmeted shoulder. So far, so good. Have you found the others?
Not yet. You're the first I find. But when I started, I couldn't do much of anything, and Manon did something, and I can move about a bit at least. She said the twins are in masks. And I look around. Do I see the various like masked guards?
Yeah, there's about like 50 of them that are scattered around. You do see a few
Right.
with tails, and it is pretty obvious to see two together that they do have the exact same reddish coloration for a tail.
She said there's so many of them. Oh, I bet that's them. And then she said Nova was around somewhere, but that was all she really said.
As you're, and not to interrupt, but
Nova's a bit of a wallflower. Maybe you should look for her near the edges, and I will try and find the twins.
My thoughts exactly.
Right. Good luck. What were you
Good
about to say?
hunting.
While you're looking around, you start to notice how people respond to you now, Ronina, however this is. Everyone is terrified of you. You have some kind of reputation here that makes everyone fear you. You do not know what it is. People move out of your way. People, like, can't keep your eyes off of you due to fear. They're constantly watching what you're doing. And there's the occasional whisper, just don't look at her. Just maybe if you don't look at her, she just won't. Just walk away.
I assume Biscuit is nowhere around.
You can choose to summon him, but he currently wasn't there.
Okay. Well, it would take me an hour to summon her. So.
Okay.
Unless I have some special ability that I don't know about.
No.
So.
In
all right.
here, I'm keeping your guys' abilities standard.
I am going to, in that case, I'm kind of liking the sea parting where I walk. It's amusing me a bit, even as it's concerning me. I'm just I'm gonna kind of like drift around like menacingly. Like I feel like if people are reacting to me this way, this is the part I should be playing, and kind of looking at people like I'm looking them over, and kind of sidelong make my way over the twins. Not like not make it look like I'm making a beeline to them, but eventually work my way over there.
Just roll me a Arcana check as you're walking, because you're kind of like taking in kind of like you said, you're kind of getting excited about people kind of fearing you a little bit.
That is a dirty 20.
You don't know exactly who,
Class 20.
maybe specifically why, but you could have an inkling. You don't know what your job is and why you wear this armor, but you have a feeling that there's a modified version of your magic that you have, whether it's the armor or something you now have as the 7th. You ferry people to the far realm as a prison. And no one knows how you choose. Rich, poor, evil, good. You randomly, someone might just piss you off and you just banish them to the far realm.
Interesting. All right. Well, and I'm just going to kind of drift over to where the twins are.
Okay.
And again, so kind of post up, not looking directly at them, but just kind of say under my breath, "You two all right?"
Do we recognize her or hear her voice?
You would know who she is. You do know that is Renine, but you have no idea why she's wearing this armor or anything like that.
I can't say I'm okay. How are you? You look different.
I feel a bit different, but we've got to go with the flow a bit. Manon says, she said to try and find everybody. She's gonna try to get to where. I'm not sure what she's got in mind, but all I know is I couldn't really control what I was doing when I first got here, and she did something, and now I kind of bit.
Doesn't feel much like a trial. It feels more like the bullshit that happened in her head.
Well, that was the trial for somebody.
So we're just
how we deal with it. That's the trial, perhaps. I don't know. Seems like you guys are cast as somebody working for her, so you can get over to her easy enough. But she is her.
Well, if my knowledge on guards and like kind of looking around, seeing that a lot of just the mass folks are the ones standing around the crowd, like you said, Joe, I'm gonna assume we're just like basic grunts.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'll be like, I don't think we're high enough up on the hierarchy of command to get close to her.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I can message to you, I suppose, but we've all made contact now. Bjorn is looking for Nova. He seems to be him. I've not seen her.
Joe, am I able to move any more than just my eyes?
Depends on what Manon did. Did you give even them some autonomy?
If it was possible, yes, I'd give everybody as much autonomy as I can.
Everyone now has the ability to move off the beaten path, but you all have at least enough information to know that it will give you some comfortability, but you don't know if it can create harm by doing so.
So now that I've made contact with them, I'm going to drift back over to the edge and kind of take up that post, just kind of watching people. And I'm going to cast message.
Okay.
Can I do that subtly enough? Let's see. I'm sure it's at least somatic. Yeah, somatic and material.
Yeah, you're
so
good.
If I can do subtly enough to Manon and just say, made contact with the twins. Bjorn is looking for Nova. We're waiting to find out what to do.
As
I don't know what to do either.
During that message, you do hear someone almost hopping onto the call of sorts. Like as you're making that message, it sounds like someone's been trying to contact the group, but no one was listening. And on that, much like, you know, kind of like hearing when somebody's actually like in the actual conference call that you didn't know about, you kind of hear like the breathe in the background, kind of waiting for someone to finally hear. As like it finally does, but it's a little staticky as like they're too quiet. You can't hear them yet, but it's like someone trying to help, but they're too far away and you can't hear them.
And I'm not able to target where they are. Who's this? Who's there?
And it just goes so quiet, it muffles to nothing.
Yeah. I would
Do
try
I
to
hear
send
this
this
heavy
phone.
breathing too, or is it just Ronine?
No, you do hear it.
Okay. I'll just respond back to her, be like, because I don't know who it could be. It could be her sugar daddy for all I know. So
I'll message her. I'll message her again. I'll watch you. Signal me if you think of what we should do. And I'll message again.
I
No,
will
it's not-
open up a mind link between me and Ronine just to keep
Oh, okay.
tabs.
Okay, sounds good.
I could do that.
Fair
And
enough.
does it
That's easier.
require somatic components?
That works. That's easier. Thanks.
At this point, Ronine and Manan, you can choose the compulsion to go back to the throne, and Ronine, your compulsion to stand by the throne to await Remus is now. You can feel it like in your legs. You got to choose if you want to accept it and follow the path, or keep rejecting what the story
I'll
wants you
stand.
to do.
Yes, yeah. Stand by. That's just as well. I was worried that standing by her would look weird, but if that's what I'm supposed to be doing, so much the better.
It looks like you don't
Yeah,
necessarily
I'll-
have to stand by her to be guard, but you're supposed to wait until Remus arrives, and that's the spot
Sure.
you're supposed to wait by.
Well, that's where I'm meant to be. Then it's closer to her. That's
Okay.
convenient.
I'll
That's what I want. That's
Use
good.
the mind link too and say, just play the role if you need to. I guess until shit gets weird. I'm hoping Bjorn can find Nova sooner.
Let's hope.
At this
So
moment,
I'll take up that post.
music starts to quiet down as you see like a human stand up wearing a long gown. Manan, you'd know this as like the main servant for the castle. Everyone, our special guest has arrived. May I introduce Bridget, the god of iron and the blacksmith of old, as he just immediately moves back as you see this automaton that's like 10 feet tall starting to walk up the steps. Very, very elegant outfit, but leather of all. Take like a blacksmith, but try to give them as much class as possible. Wires are her dreads. She wears kind of a bandana to tighten them up, but it has a bit of gold in it that shows a little bit of refinement. Each piece of her is like almost like she had to rebuild herself, much like a broken sword many times over. Every piece of her is different. Each piece of her is older, but in doing so, she is immortal. As she starts to walk up with elegance, but every part of her body is misweighted. As she takes each step, another leg is a little bit heavier than the rest, so she has a bit of a limp. You do see on her back she has what looks like her actual blacksmith hammer, but to her, this is a simple hammer. To you all, this is a war hammer. It is on her back, and it's almost as big as she is. But it is on her back. It doesn't seem like it does anything to slow her down. She also has a couple small axes at her side, much of throwing hatchets. As she just starts walking up, she doesn't look at anybody. You can tell that she's just reading the crowd without seeing them. She does not look like automatons that you will be familiar with. She is not a robot by any means. She is what you can all assume is maybe the first of her kind. Or maybe she's the only kind of automaton that has ever existed of her style. Even though she does look like a machine, from the tales you know, she was born just like anybody else. But unlike having a mother and father, she was the first to be created in this world. Every part of her not only is machine, but it is also organic. Where some muscle should be, you see twigs and branches. Where one eye is, you actually see semi-organic. But it looks like it is still just a regular robotic eye with a little bit of maybe an artistry to it that makes it look real. She walks up with her left hand behind her back, her right hand just swaying with her, giving her also a balance to counterweight the heavy leg. She walks up, she just looks at Manan, bows, doesn't say a single word, steps forward, just walks 2 steps in front of you at a 5-step height that reaches to you, pulls out this long cloth, lays it down, unfold, 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 fold. In front, you see a very, very, which in normal case you'd find this insulting, a rusty sword. But you do see that there's something in the pummel. It is a kind of stone you've never seen before, but it definitely does scream of like old magic. You know, coming from a god like this, nothing is accidental. If she's giving you a rusty sword, there's a reasoning for it, and it's not insulting. Rust means ancient, and she deals in ancient. She just lays it there in front of you. She just gestures again, and she steps to the other side of you where Ronin is, and she just stands there. And if you didn't know any better, you think she just turned herself off. She doesn't blink. She's not moving. She's not twitching. She's just standing there.
Cool, I love old things. I don't say that out loud. That's my thoughts.
Seems like an important old thing.
As Ronin, given some autonomy, you know a couple things of what is supposed to happen. You do not serve Malik. You're only here... You're here for Remus. You do know that Malik organized this to get 3 gods together in calling for a truce to rule the realms after the destruction. Your orders are, when Remus arrives, kill Bridget. Manan, with Bridget there, you know your orders. When Remus arrives, kill Ronin.
Some Game of Thrones shit. Fuck.
As you two are in a message to each other, you immediately both hear this at the same time, this information coming in. You know that all 3 gods are coming here in the guise of a truce. The realms are about to be destroyed, and if they work together, they can all rule. But they don't want to share. So everybody's going to try to assassinate somebody. We're going to pause. We're going to go over to Nova. Nova, what are you doing right now?
I'm still sitting in the chair.
Okay. There is a bright light that you start to see move through, zigzagging throughout the crowd. Much like Tenebrae, but even brighter. Tenebrae itself doesn't necessarily, as you assume, maybe isn't a magic wielder, but he wears magic. Everything about him is enchanting. You can tell the difference between who's wearing magic and who embodies magic. Whoever this is both. And there's not another person in the room that's like this. And they're zigzagging through, and they see you. And the way they're moving through is almost like they're facing through everyone. Normally when you see this magic move through this crowd, you see where one person zigs, the other person zags. Where one person moves back, the other person moves forward. straight line coming right to you. There's a sense of beauty to it, more than the rest. A sense of clarity. You just feel a eldritch warmth come towards you. A familiarity that, ironically, you've never felt before, but it is still familiar. She just comes down and she goes down on one knee and just looks right at you, and she just places her hand on your cheek. Oh, my sweet Nova, what the times have done to you. I'm sorry you have to see what this is happening, but nonetheless, you and your friends do have to see it.
Who? Wait. Who are you?
I'm going to stop you. I have only a minute, a precious minute, before I'm found. I am not to belong here. I'm here to help you.
Okay.
But I only care about two people. You and Renine. So, be quick. Haste is the name of the game. I'll give you 3 questions, ask them quickly. After that, I will do what I can to help you, but if I am spotted, you are trapped. First thing, Nova, you recognize 2 things, and this is only because of the form you're in now, because you live by insight, not by perception. The person that occasionally talks to you from the stars, this is her. You do not know her name, but with your eyes closed, you know her presence better than you know your own. You know that you can trust her, and you definitely know she does not belong in here. And for her to be in here, she is risking her own life. She holds your hands tight. And as she does this, your eyes open and she gives you vision that only sees 10 feet ahead, and you can see her. You see a pearlescent humanoid. Beautiful, starry skin. Tiefling horns, but they kind of wrap around her hair in an arched back. Almost looks like they're made out of marble. Eyes that looks like you can fall into them, like staring into the night sky. Silver skin that looks like it ripples like the waves in the stars. You've never seen her before, but it's almost like you've seen her 1,000 times. 1 minute. Go.
How do we get out of here?
2 ways. Either the creator of this, your friend, must follow in suit, but she's already been deviating from the path. But I'm afraid if it falls suit, some things may take. 2.
Okay.
You get them, and you come with me.
Okay.
Blind faith is what is required. They don't need to trust me, they just need to trust you. But before you march off, 2 more.
How do I make sure I can find everyone? I only see a few from the magic.
Puts her hands onto your face and immediately just presses on as you immediately... Uh-oh.
Oh no. Everything okay?
We have you?
You're back?
Oh.
Okay.
As she immediately presses onto your temples, and she gives you the same sight that Manon has. You have a true sight to see where each of your friends are.
Okay.
Last question. We have but few seconds.
Will we survive this?
If you trust me.
Okay.
She just grabs your hand, and last thing. When you're out of here, find Tenebrae. as she just disappears into stardust. And your vision just goes back to the way it was, but now you can see where your friends are.
Oh. Do I see Bjorn coming closer to me?
If he is coming closer to you, you do see him, yes. You cannot tell that he's
close
hiding.
behind.
You don't know if he's hiding because you can't see where shadows are. You just see him walking.
No. Bjorn? Is that you?
After a fashion, Nova.
Oh, thank goodness. It is you. So we need to find the others, and we need to do it quick. I think my deity, I think the stars and the universe is trying to get us out of here. If we don't do it quickly, they'll be found, and that will not be good.
Well, Ronin is, and he'll stick out of the shadows and tuck his chin toward the armored figure near Manon's throne. Is there?
Okay.
As you could probably see, Manon has the best seat in the house, and the twins Ronin was meant to find.
Oh, okay. This is not of character, but time is the essence. I'm going to try to walk up there. I don't know if they'll stop me or not, but we will find out, I guess.
I'm your shadow. If anyone tries to harm you, I'll be there. Go.
Okay. And I start just slowly try to quicken my pace towards Ronin.
Okay. As this happens, I need a dexterity saving throw from you, please.
No, of course. That's a 3.
Okay. You react
That
a
was a
little
nat
late
one for
as
a
someone
3.
kind of pushed you aside, as immediately the person who's everyone, quiet, as immediately someone just pulls you out of the side, and immediately a red carpet just goes down the main way, reaching all the way to the steps leading to Manon. Lords, ladies, kings, queens, we welcome and honor House Lord, as he immediately just moves away and bows, Malik, as immediately just see this tall man that you guys have seen before with a cape that runs as long as the red carpet itself as he starts walking with grace. Horned helm on that you guys have seen before. Cape made out of feathers of different colors. As he just starts to walk with arcane tattoos that you did not see before, that gives him a clear impression of Azamar now on him. As he just gestures to everyone, goes up. Immediately, 2 people come back, unhook his cape so he can sit down in his throne. Resume as the music starts to play again.
And I lean over to the cleric or the knight, whichever one's
To
not
your side,
where
the
he
cleric
is.
is close. The cleric's closer to you than the knight is. The knight's closer to him.
It's a weird ask. I want you to fetch me the Leandrian twins, if you can find them.
The what?
They're in masks somewhere.
2
tieflings. I want you to bring them over.
Give me a sleight of hand check if you want to try to keep this away from Malik.
My goal is, but I have a backup if he hears. It's a 36.
Okay. The cleric just looks at Malik as Malik was listening. He's not even looking at you as he just gestures to let the cleric do it. So Cleric just bows to him, but no longer bows to you. And immediately starts walking off and starts looking for the twins. At this point, the red carpet is re-rolled back up. Nova, you can move. At this point, you do see a cleric with heavy armor immediately running through, pushing their way through, immediately heading towards the twins.
I'm sure I saw their magic on their armor, so I kind of just like slide out of the way.
Okay.
And then I'm going to step up closer to Ronin.
Okay.
Ronin? Are you there?
Oh, you're muted.
You're on mute.
I'm here. I don't think I like this game very much, but here we are.
Do you have a moment that I could speak with you? And trying to get you away from the rest of the people for
I
a
think
second.
people would notice. I'm gonna for putting on a show, I'm just gonna give what looks like a disdainful look to her,
Okay.
and still, if you step away on messages, you can tell me, but it'll go badly if I step away from here.
Okay. And I walk a little bit. I don't have message, so you might...
What is it? I message you. Answer me. What is it you need to tell me?
So, my deity, this universe, the stars, they have a way out. They said they could help us out of here, but we have to get all together. Otherwise, we'll be trapped. And if they're found, it won't be good for us. We'll be stuck. But if we can get all together, I can get us out of here.
Manon just sent that cleric to bring the twins up here. So, did Bjorn find you?
Yes, he's right behind me. In the
Yes.
shadows.
Get her close, I guess, because they're coming this way. That's our best chance to get together.
Okay, are you able to tell
I can tell
Manon
Manon.
somehow? Okay.
And I will kind of relay all that mind link to Manon. Or if it was possible to even let her hear it while the conversation was going on, so much the better. I'm not sure how that works. But either way, I will get that information to you.
Okay.
Because of the mind link, both Ronin and Manon, you start to hear another voice trying to contact you. Not the same one as before. This voice is clear. This voice is precise. Not interrupted. You hear a voice that you spoke to maybe, I don't know, what, a week, 2 weeks ago? You spoke, you are now hearing the voice of the Weaver, the Weave Mind, the Weave Queen. Speaks to you. She deceives you. She's pulling you from the trial and you will fail. All you need to do is just follow the trial. You don't need to do anything. Just let things happen and the trial will be complete. Blind faith is all it is. You just need to sit and watch a show. There's no harm in that. Just sit and let it all happen. She will lead you astray. She is a god of nothing, and she is forgotten even more than I am. Do not let her lead you astray.
And
I'm not going to answer her at all.
Okay.
and what is the objective of this trial?
Blind faith. Let the trial happen without worry, without care, and the trial will be complete. Trust in me that this trial is simply that. Trust in me that I'm using your powers as a vision to make it that, a vision. Yes, this could come to pass, but it is not there yet. And trust in me that once this is done, unscathed, unharmed, and the trial will be complete.
I'm gonna look at Ronin, and I look very conflicted.
I'm going to give the tiniest possible head shake that she can still see.
Okay. At this point, with that, you hear another surprise guest. As immediately you just see the person just stand completely still, unlike before, almost like they're being hung like a mannequin. Eyes start to glow complete gold as they start to get pulled and dragged like something's actually tugging at them as their feet just slides across the ground. In the shadows, you start to see long, what looks like a spider coming in, one leg in front of the other. And then as the shadow starts to come in, you see her in the large gown she's in. Her shadow there, but she looks as a human as you do see the weave mind enter in. Manon, you know she should not be here. She is not part of your vision, but she has entered in under forced pretenses. She just walks in, she gestures to everyone, as she just goes to the crowd on the left, forces them to resume. Go to the crowd to the right, force them to resume as if she's not there. Entering into a story where the players and the cast don't realize she's there, and then she starts walking towards you slowly.
I'm gonna communicate through Mind Link, assuming she's still there. I thought we're supposed to let this play out, so why have you entered in if you're not supposed to be here?
As her mouth stays completely solid and shut, you just hear her respond, "Insurance policy." She just keeps walking, and she's about 20 feet from touching the steps. It looks like the Iron God, Bridget, recognizes her. As Bridget now is actually moving her head, and she actually, the bridges of her eyes kind of drop a little bit in a curious note, as if it's a friend of old or an enemy to fear. She just looks, and she just positions her hand on one of her hatchets. Not ready to grab it, but much like a cop putting their hand on their holster, but not their gun.
I'm gonna glance over to Malik. How does he feel about this?
Malik does not see her. Malik does not respond. Malik is just looking at the crowd. He's gesturing the music. He eventually gets someone up, plate of food. She just stands there in front of him, right at the bottom of the steps, and he does not... Either he's avoiding her due to insult, or he does not see her.
I'm gonna lean over to him then and be like, how do you wish me to proceed with our unexpected guest?
Well, you to his right. He looks to you. He looks over to Bridget. Just shakes his head, no.
No what? I'm gonna give him a little glare.
You have your orders. Stick to the plan.
Doesn't mean I can't play the part.
He just looks at you again. You're playing the part fine. Just handle it for only a couple of hours, and you can go back into whatever outfit you want to be in. You just got to play the part.
Can I insight check him to see if he... I want to insight check him to see if he can see the Weave Mind.
Sure.
If he's catching my drift or not. Ooh. 18 plus 5, 23? I think that's math.
As you look at him, he's just being stern with you to continue the plan. And as he looks away, you see into his eyes, and you get a little hint of in his eyes, even the reflection, you do not see her in him. He does not see her. She just walks up 2 steps very slowly. She just sits right beside him in the other throne. On the opposite side of him from you. Right by Bridget. She looks up. Looks to you. This is showing how close I can get. All you have to do is sit still and do as you're told. We're going to pause on you. We're going to go to Nova. So you find the twins, right?
Well, the twins were
I sent
supposed
the guard.
to come up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
To the-
guard.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, the cleric. So Nova, then what are you doing?
I'm staying as close as I can. Do I see the weave mine?
Yes.
Okay. I'm staying as close as I can, and I try to see if I can reach back out to Ronin and be like, is she really here?
I don't think the connection is open anymore, but I'm gonna
Oh, okay.
as soon as the Weaver is like while the Weaver is like talking like specifically to Manon, I am gonna message Nova again, say, "This was not expected. Be careful."
Okay. I'll try.
I still say we go for it. She doesn't like it though.
As soon as we get together.
Okay. Claire
All
comes
the more
over.
reason, as far as I'm concerned.
Claire runs over and immediately grabs the shoulders of Alistair and Azalea. You two. I don't know why, but Her Majesty is requiring your assistance. Points over to her. Why are you standing?
Well-
Go!
All right. I'll start
Sorry.
walking up.
Same.
Bjorn, where are you?
I would be tucked in the shadows off to the side of where Nova and Ronin are next to each other.
Okay. Manon, you just hear, well, a bunch of you do now. You just hear the Weave Mind just gesture over mere moments, and this place is going to be a bloodbath. So, take your choice as she just reaches over all of you. In, she gestures back out, or out.
I don't
A
even
bloodbath at
know.
whose expense?
Well, let's do the math. You are supposed to kill Remus. You are supposed to kill her. And I'm kind of curious which one's supposed to kill Malik. That one I'm not sure about.
Guessing it's not in the cards for me to do it.
I mean, it would be funny to watch.
Do you want me to try?
No. No.
Are we part of this conversation right now or no?
You can, yeah, you are. All of you are in part of this conversation now.
Like, is this like a mental thing or like out loud?
A mental thing, but you do see the Weave Mind actually physically making the gestures, even though
Yeah.
her mouth isn't moving.
Alistair just goes, and if they do all die, what do you gain by that?
Insight. Planning ahead.
Planning for what?
Think of it as a major game of chess. Getting all the pieces on the board. Cheating a little bit. Kind of seeing where the opposition is going to play their pieces.
Are these all your opposition?
Well, got the players here. Just missing Dira.
Where is she?
She has no play here.
And what does your checkmate look like?
Well, if I could help it, you would all follow suit, and you would do as you're told, and you restart the new realm. But I don't feel like that's going to happen, so I'm taking other precautions into necessity.
So the only one that you can't predict and control is the Eternal Guardian.
Technically, I can't control any of these. I can predict what I want, but having the power behind it makes one tough to track.
So this is what you want. You want this outcome.
I mean, if you're in a war, let the opposition fight amongst themselves. Sit back and watch.
At our expense. And you want us to go along with it?
For all intents and purposes, you won't die. You follow orders, they die.
That's if I'm successful.
Oh, ye've little faith in oneself.
And what
Alistair,
about
were you gonna say
Ian?
something?
You just said we don't die, yet you wanted her dead.
Who are you gesturing to?
Running. I'm talking to the Weave Mine.
Her dead?
Mentally.
Oh, I have no control over what some people want to do with her. But her death... it's not beneficial to me.
I think I missed something here. What's the other option for not following you?
Abandon the trial. Lose the insight that I grant. And see where the next 20 years plays out. Blindly. I can at least guarantee you're going to survive. Will it be bloody? Of course. What job isn't? But at least you know you can make it.
I'm gonna
All
point
6 of
over-
us. Go ahead, Alistair.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna point around and then at my head and my back and go, this isn't much of a life to live.
But you are living.
DM to player, are we all close nearby each other now?
Yep. And at this point,
Okay.
even Malik doesn't realize that you're talking to her and doesn't even realize that you're there. At this point, she
Okay.
just kind of like sets you off in kind of like a thing that no one else sees.
She's not even paying. Nova's not. I'm not going to pay attention to what she's saying, and I'm going to call out mentally to my deity, the stars, and be like, "We're here. We're all together. I trust you."
Okay. Good. As this happens, you call out. All of you start to see another person walk in, but nobody else in the room sees. You do see the person that Nova did describe. You do see a pale-skinned but radiant tiefling, godly in all sense, a crown that almost floats with the stones above her horns. As she starts to walk towards you, as the Weave Mind looks insulted, and out of like this phase, Bridget, the Iron God, immediately just grabs her by the shoulder and holds her. She just
The Weave
looks-
Mine.
Yeah, holds the Weave Mind. Just looks at the rest of you as Bridget looks. Go.
I go over to my the tiefling, the starlit tiefling, and grab her and hold her hand.
Okay.
You said blind faith.
Blind faith. As she just looks at the rest of the group. Do you follow your friend?
Do I have any weapons on me?
You would have a scimitar. A single one.
I'd like to take my scimitar, reach over, and try to stab Malik in the chest. Look at the Weave Mine and say, that's the choice I want to make. And get up and follow.
Okay. As you do, it seems overall too easy. As you do stab in the chest since he wasn't able to react. And you pull as immediately all grab a hold of Nova, that's grabbing hold of this enchanting goddess. As you do, you immediately get pulled into the stars themselves. You are still within this vision, into a dreamscape, but you're sent into a peaceful serenity of it. As this happens, you are brought on top of a large bridge within the stars themselves. All of you are back to normal. Your clothes are normal. Your weapons are back to normal. Nova, you have your sight again, but you've lost the true sight that you had in the other form. You're all standing next to her, standing next to each other. In the distance, on the opposite side of this bridge, you see a large sapphire crystal. Maybe 100 feet in height, floating at the end of the bridge, spinning on an axis much like a planet on its own. The bridge doesn't touch it, but it gives whoever's at the end the ability to at least touch it themselves. No one else is barring your path on the bridge, at least for the time being. The bridge itself is about 10 feet wide. The distance between you and the crystal itself, about 100 feet. What do you do?
Is she still there?
You do not see her currently, but you know you're within the stars and therefore within her gaze.
Look at Nova. What are we meant to do now?
I think we're supposed to move towards the crystal. Maybe it will bring us out of this place and out of where we were.
Certainly pretty.
Better than where we were.
DM to
You
player, do I look
better with
down?
the horns.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Baron. Oh, go ahead. What did you say?
Go, Nova.
Oh,
I was just gonna say I would look at Azalea and Alistair. Yeah, you look better with the horns.
I stretch out my wings again.
Those two.
Yes, sort of
DM to player,
wiggle with the weight of the armor off.
is my tattoos glowing? Because I'm in the stars right
They are
now.
glowing, yes.
Okay.
By all intents and
Alright.
purposes, Alistair, Azalea, every extremity of yours that's unique to you is also glowing. Your wings are a little bit iridescent. Your horns are a little bit iridescent. The point of your tail is a little bit iridescent. It's not glowing like her tattoos, but your body doesn't naturally have a luminescence. Right now they do.
Do you know you're glowing?
I mean, if
You are
it's
too?
the same as yours.
Looks good on you.
That's kind of cool, but
Maybe it's
I
a
don't want it to
portion
glow
of.
forever.
Maybe it's a portion of your mother. Who knows? She is in the stars now.
Well, as pretty as it is here, who's for good night?
Yes.
We're going to start heading
For
toward the
some
crystal.
land.
As you start to head towards the
Oh.
crystal, you start to hear a chopping sound, like someone using a pick and hammering it. And eventually, as you get closer, you just see a shadow behind the crystal. This thing is large. You can't see around it from one distance. But eventually, you start seeing someone kind of pick at it, but it's not doing anything. But to their vision, it is. As you do see the Iron God Bridget walking around and occasionally edging into it, but you don't see what she's doing. It looks like it's indestructible. But yet, as she's doing it, you're seeing stardust fly into space itself, like she's creating stars off this crystal. But she's seeing something in the crystal itself. She's just doing it. You assume she knows you're there, but she's working and she's working hard.
What you doing there?
Working the job of many. Ever since many guardians have been lost, it has been my job to keep what I can of information flowing. She's just tapping more onto it. You can start to see that the way she's tapping is almost like she's writing into the actual crystal itself, but you can't see the letters.
Information.
is everybody by the crystal?
Thank you for the help back there, by the way.
Nova would have gone straight over to the crystal as soon as.
Okay.
as
Yeah,
Yeah.
circling it.
Of course.
Yeah.
I do not believe in her games. I believe that one's path should be preset before them before they take it. Know their journey before they accept it. I do not play games. I only write the tales I've been told.
Would you be able to help? And I pulled up my wrist with the bracelet from the weave mine on it and remove this.
She just looks. She just takes a hatchet out and she just twists it. And she does. Everyone's bracelet or wherever you had it on your horns has now disappeared.
Thank you.
I tuck mine in a sense of I was right.
She puts the hatchet, and as you guys see a glowing behind you, you start to see the Star Queen walk behind you. I'm glad for the choice you've made.
The stars have never done anything wrong to me, and now that I know you are writing the lessons and the history in the stars, my tribe has been right all these years. You don't. This validation. It means the world to me.
She just puts her hand on your shoulder. If you didn't believe in the way you did, you wouldn't have been able to hear me. So thank you.
I'm not into
I
blindly
kind of-
trusting anybody. Who are you?
Cock my head curiously. I have no knowledge nor belief in you, but I think I heard you as well.
Those who are sensitive to deity sounds usually can hear us, but our sounds were more amplified within the vision. My name, Stelle. What's the laughter?
My name's Jeff.
What's your name?
My name is Stelle, God of the Stars. And the only things that exist when the realms are reset, and therefore my powers never degrade.
I'm honored to finally meet you and put a name to what I've learned to follow and hear all these years.
Normally, I should rephrase that. It has been only a select few that I've ever had my voice be heard, and even a smaller group that have seen my visage. But I feel that there has to be a payment that is owed, a price that must be paid, and I feel like I must rectify mistakes that many that came from me have made. And if I don't do it before these realms fall, then regret will become my only star.
You did say you would watch and that you would interfere if needed. That you
Yes.
were always with us.
Yes, you follow a path that few do, and many of you follow a path that your parents fell. I have great sorrow for the pain that I have put on many of them. As she just starts walking over to the crystal and invites you to come over, as she just kind of moves the crystal like it's a liquid, and it starts showing visions of things in there. She starts showing you the vision of the final battle. She moves it around again. She shows you the creation of this realm, and Bahamut and his daughters gaining power. But then you see one other thing. an extra person in there that wasn't originally told. For to have children, you must have a mother. And this is the mother of Cacopian Armoros. As you see her separating her path from Bahamut, and ruling the stars and passing on her power to her daughters, giving her the power of the moon and stars, as Bahamut granted his powers to his other daughter. Their pain that they brought on these realms is a burden that I'll never be free of. So this is very little I can do, but I am here to help.
Where were you when all that was happening?
She looks at you now with eyes that she was being very kind before, but now she looks at you with eyes that should, with kind of like a, there is no place for you to bring up information like that. But she does respond. Gods have jobs. Gods have tasks. And when one takes those jobs, you cannot break them. I am the god of the stars, not a god of the realms. My job is not to interfere. And I am breaking that order to do so now. I would hope that my husband would take care of our children. And he wouldn't do that, and he couldn't do that, then I hope that my children were grown up enough to deal with it on their own. And when I granted the power to those first adventurers to separate my daughter into her personalities, I hope she would learn. But she only became more spiteful. There's only only so much a parent can do. The rest is for them to deal with on their own. And if the realm is subject to their deeds, there's only little I can do with that without interfering.
So what's
Just
your
the
goal with
person.
interfering now? Are you going to take over the realms? You going to reset them too?
I never had a hunger for ruling. Just not me. I'm only here to fix a fractured realm, and if it does succumb to its aches and groans and pains and scars, then I will do what the Weave Mind promised you. I will guide you to next realm. If you are who I believe you are. But I am not one to believe that these realms are officially gone. I'm not one to believe that these storms are going to destroy them. I believe that what is broken can be fixed. And if it's so broken that it cannot be fixed, then I will do what I can to give you the gift that was bestowed upon me, my husband, and my children. But I will not grant you that boon until the very last second. Because that is not a gift that should be given lightly. And if anything, it is a curse. To see all those families that you tried to protect die so you can leave them behind and start something new. I can create you the ark, and you can sail it if you want to. But I'll only do this for you if there is no other choice.
Well, we'd prefer not to see the entire realm fall into shambles and everyone we know and love die. So
Neither I.
It
So you
is-
seem to directly oppose the Weave Mind. And in my honest opinion, it's okay in my book. Where do we start?
what makes you different than the Weave Mind?
Sounds better than anything I've heard so far.
She wants to fix things, not destroy it like the Weave Mind.
I want to hear it from her mouth.
Just said it.
She did.
If you want plain, if you want solid, if you want truth, there are 3 points that I'll give you if you must hear them. As your friend said, I do not believe that these realms are going to be destroyed. I am here to fix them, but I cannot do it with my own 2 hands. That is where I need you. That is where I need allies. And to be plain, I care little about the war between these gods that are fighting over them. But they do have a problem that has been befallen. They have been taking powers, much like that of your family members. If they keep doing things and they keep putting people in check, none of the warriors of past will survive. Second, I do not speak in riddles like she does. If you have a question, I'll answer. If you have a problem, I'll try to help. If it is within my power. If it is, as she just stares at Manon, in my power. Third. Oh, go ahead.
Does your power help you see people? Like us? You found us?
I am like any other god. My power extends to the people who pray towards me. There are very few who believes in the power of the stars. And less of that actually believe to contact them. Your friend Nova is one of a fraction of the realms. The people who talk are a fraction of that. My power is only great because I am static. I do not gain or lose power based off who prays for me. But I am muted if no one talks. If no one prays, I cannot speak. You are talking now, but you are seen. Seen for you is believing. Your friend here believed, therefore I showed.
Can you tell me if my dad's okay? And I'll believe.
She walks over to the crystal and she just puts her hand into it like she's putting her hand into water.
Put my hand on your shoulder as like comfort.
As she just starts stretching out, you start to see illusion in there. In the last moments as you guys fell, Hades did one thing to slow down the power of the Eternal Guardian. He did 2 birds and 1 stone. The Eternal Guardian's being slowed down by Zephynia. The only way to protect you and get what he wants is he went into her and he joined his wife to slow her down. There are now 4 souls that accompany the Eternal Guardian. Hades is one of them. She just recloses the bubble. That person that is the Eternal Guardian, she's immortal. You can be stronger than her and she'll just keep standing back up. There's only so many things one can do to strip the powers of Bahamut away from her. Fighting her will not help. As long as she's got that one dark soul in her, she will follow her path until she gets there. Bodies in the way will be cut. Gods in her way will be killed.
If only we had a spell that can split up her powers and abilities somewhere.
What I did to my daughters were not spells. Their powers came from me, and therefore I could control them as I see fit. To do that to another person is impossible.
I think what she means is, and I gestured to Manon, be like, she was looking into a spell book, a very old one, and the spell has materialized onto her skin and cannot be read. But it is a spell that can separate powers. Is there a way that you would be able to help us?
There's a way that I can give you the knowledge to do it yourself. And that's the third thing I can offer you is knowledge if you deserve it. If you are branded with Bahamut's words and teachings, I can give you the ability to understand them. She gestures over to the crystal. I'll give you the ability to summon yourself here in the cradle. The crystal itself holds all the knowledge of all the realms that have ever existed within its gaze. Every single thing. This crystal is indestructible as long as Bridget exists. She was the first creation of our realms. I'll give you the ability to do this once. Once per month. As long as you stay on the path, you summon yourself here. And you get the information you need from the crystal. And she just walks over to the crystal again. She just puts her hand on Bridget's shoulder. I will not be here for this. It's hard enough for me to stay solidified during this. I, of course, am the stars within the galaxy, and to put myself together like this is very taxing. But if you need to, I can try again in the near future. You have not fully been met. This is Bridget. She was the first Bahamut to ever exist. The Iron Maiden and the original blacksmith of the realms. In her time, automatons were more often than humans. And her realm was completely different than yours. Technology, but war still took over. As you see like a little bit of liquid come from Bridget's eyes as it looks like she is still in pain from something that happened millions of years ago. She puts her hand on Bridget's shoulders again. She takes Bridget's hand and puts it against the actual crystal to show an illusion. She shows you a world that Bridget came from. Technology, but also some magic. A few gods to speak of. Ones that, if they exist now, they are broken versions of themselves. A purest form of Ifrit. Purest form of Shiva. Gods that now just seem so broken compared to what they were in the grandiose form. You see a world that was torn apart between a war of mortals and machines that eventually erected over hundreds and hundreds of years. Until there was nothing left, and she was granted the power to free herself from it and start anew.
Chuck doesn't find that funny, I promise.
As she just looks at you. Once a month. Starting now. Stay on the path you so choose. If you want to. I do not care with where you go. If you care to follow the way of Remus, if you care to follow the way of Malik, I do not care. As long as you want to repair, not destroy. That is my only goal. Just know that with them, they might want to repair, but their goal is to rule. And if they have to rule over a single planet compared to 10, they will take that over no ruling at all. War is
But you're not interested in ruling, and isn't a big reason we're in the situation that we're in is because there is no one to rule. So what's the solution exactly?
Does there need to be someone to rule?
Isn't that why we're in the problem that we're in? It's a power void.
No. I believe your information is confused. She just touches you on the head. As I promised, information to understand. Perhaps they'll give you some insight. We do not need gods to rule, but gods need to be present for the realms to survive. We do not need one. We are sufficed with many. And if it ends up that you were able to convince the three of them to not fight, which I would not recommend, so I do not see that as a possibility, but if that is a future where all of them want to share the rule as long as it doesn't destroy anything, that is a world I am happy to be in, as long as it spares the world and all subsequent realms around it. I will not take sacrifice. I will not sacrifice any of the realms so one can be ruled.
Balance. That's what we're looking for, is balance.
Exactly. Now, I
People
believe
have to learn to live.
I believe I have pulled you long enough. I'm sorry to say that while joining me, you would have failed that trial. I will pull you out of her void, and you'll be right outside of the trial again. And she just taps Nova on the head, and you all wake up. You're on top of the train, busted, but it's no longer magical darkness. You do see a way out. And that's where we're going to end it.
Ah!
Secretly,
Question.
while we were up there, Nova is like drawing the crystal and everything she possibly can in her book because she's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, and she's freaking out. She is totally fangirling.
Poor Nova is going to have the worst hand cramp.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. And do not forget that this Thursday is Star Wars. So if you want to catch yourself up on Star Wars, check out our YouTube account to make sure that you're up to date on Star Wars. We do have a new episode this Thursday. Check us out. That being said, everybody have a fantastic night, and we'll see you next time. Good night.